And let me introduce Steve Rappaport, tonight's presenter about Discord and how it's being used by birders in New York State and how you can use it too. So Steve Rappaport is somebody we all got to know through his photography and his passion for birding. He became a board member of Sawmill River Audubon. He's also a board member of Putnam Highlands Audubon. So he spreads his service around. And then he graciously agreed to come on the board of the New York State Ornithological Association. He is in his full-time work an IT professional, so he's competent in all things techie. And I'll tell you that one of the things he made possible for us is our feeder cam that we have on our feeders here through a grant from Con Edison. So it is my great pleasure to welcome Steve Rappaport to present on Discord tonight. Here is one of his beautiful pictures as he goes to share his screen. One of my favorites of his Lincoln Sparrow last fall. So please feel free to start, Steve, as you wish.
Sure. So I'm just going to put up on the screen. Thank you for the intro, by the way, and hello to everybody here. I'm just going to put this document up on the screen, and I'm going to put in this link is pretty much the holy grail for joining the New York State Birding Discord server. This particular server was put together by, I think, a few of the gentlemen from Cornell. The three admins of it are guys from Cornell. But let me just start off saying that I'm sure, as most people know, Discord is an instant messaging communication application, like so many apps we have now. It does allow you to stream, do video and voice calls, but in the context of birding servers, we're really here for the text and chat features. Discord was originally created by an online gamer. He played role-playing games with a group of people, teammates, and he just found it hard to communicate with his teammates while they were playing and try to strategize while they're playing in real time. So he developed this application so they could all, be in communication while they're playing. I looked it up, and the name Discord was chosen because, quote unquote, it sounds cool and has to do with talking. So it's also easy to say, spell, remember, and it happened to be available for trademark. Even though it was developed for gaming originally, a lot of different online communities use it. There's all sorts of art groups and birding groups, of course. I know several other states have set up Discord servers for rare bird alerts as well. The reason I really like it is you'll get a preview here on this page, and we'll certainly look at this more in a bit. At just a quick glance, you can get a feel for what's going on in the birding world throughout New York State. You can kind of see where migrants are hitting first. You can see, what's going on in Western New York with all their crazy rarities they seem to get. It also provides a longer reach for hearing about rarities. We're using a lot of groups on the more local regional level right now. I know a lot of people have WhatsApp installed, GroupMe, there's email listservs, there's text groups, and it gets to be a lot to try and cross post to all of these all the time. So it's kind of nice just having all the regions in New York in one app. For me personally, I'm trying to not cross post so much. And when I find a rare bird or something notable, one of my first instincts is to just immediately get the word out so people can, hopefully see this bird before it disappears. And I was finding, more and more frequently, I would spot something and I wasn't even picking up my camera yet. I was just getting on the phone and getting buried in the phone trying to report it. It sounds simple to just be able to copy and paste between all the different apps to cross post it, but then you're also dealing with all the individual messages from people, asking where to park and, where the bird was last seen. And I was just finding sometimes I wouldn't even have enough time to get decent shot or, observe the bird for a good period of time. So that said, what I wanted to do tonight was just take you all through the very beginning, through downloading the app, registering it and joining the Discord server, and we'll take a look at setting up the alerts, and we'll just glance at the channels, and we can go from there. So let me share out my cell phone screen. So I'm going to be using my Android phone. It's going to be very similar to iPhone, but there may be some differences in some of the menus or the wording. So, of course, first thing you're going to do is open your Play Store or your Apple Store. And you're just going to search for Discord. And we're going to install it. Just like any other app, once you install it and open it, you're required to register. So I'm going to register with an email address. I'm going to put a display name. And I'm just going to make a...
So it created a username for you there, looks like, right?
Yeah, that's fine. And that's just for Discord in general. You're going to find if you happen to join multiple servers, you know, other servers allow you to display your name differently. And we'll get to that in context of the New York State birding
So
Discord.
that username isn't going to show to anybody, is what you're saying. It's just an internal thing.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Okay.
And I'm just going to pick something here.
Your password's too weak.
Yeah.
IT man.
And hopefully not a robot. And now we have to play games here. Every animal that can walk. So we definitely want to allow Discord to send us notifications. So we're going to allow that. We're going to skip finding friends. And you'll notice in the upper right, there's a little hidden, almost hidden skip button. And we're just going to skip all of this. We want to get to the meat and potatoes here. We have the Discord app. We have an account. Now we're going to actually register for the server we want to join, the New York State Birding Discord server. So that URL I sent into the chat earlier, we're going to open that up. And right here in the middle of the first page is this discord.gg link. This is the link you need to join your app to the server.
So that tiny URL one will take us there, right? The one that.
Yeah, so that one, yeah, that brings you to the main document, and that main document has that link in it. Because
Gotcha.
it's possible that this link changes over time, so that document should get updated.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So everybody in chat is a link you can use to get to the document Steve was showing you that has the link. Okay.
So it's once we click that link, it says you've been invited to join New York Birding. And we're going to accept the invite. It recognizes that I'm doing this in a browser and wants to actually open the Discord app. And I did have problems with this the first time I tried it. You can't get that to work. What we can do is actually copy that link. And then we'll go back into the Discord app. We're going to click on this plus sign in the upper left, where you can create or join a server. And at the bottom, because we have the invite URL, we're going to click join a server. And we're going to paste that link. Accept the invite. And we are now on the New York State Birding server. So you'll see there's not very many channels here to begin with. And that's because they've set up a rule on this server where you have to go into the new members channel. And it explains all here that, you have to read these rules. And then in order to unlock the rest of the server, please agree to the rules by typing $agree space and your name. And they do actually want you to use your real name here. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom. One thing I have not done, because I can see it's not allowing me to type, is when you join Discord, it will send an email to the email account you joined with, and they just want you to verify that. So I will do that now. Off screen. And as soon as I click that link from my email, you can see the bottom of the screen now allows me to type. So we're going to type $agree. Steve demo. So it just set my nickname to Steve Demo. And now if I click on the back arrow in the upper left to see the channels, you can see there's a lot more channels here now. And the first thing you notice is everything's broken down into regions. So each region has an RBA channel and a chat channel. The purpose for these RBA is, of course, for rare bird alerts. You see something, I think the general rule is if it comes up on eBird with an R for rare, it's worth mentioning in the RBA channel. There's also a chat channel. You can have more informal discussions there. You can announce, maybe not rare birds, but something more notable, first of season type stuff. Or you can have, just general discussion of the region. The reason it's broken out like this is so that you can set alerting to pop up on your phone for whatever region and for whatever, classification you want. So if you're not interested in all the banter that goes on in maybe a general chat room, you can set just the RBA to alert you when somebody posts in it. So what I wanted to show is, let's choose the Westchester chat. I'm going to press and hold on it. You see it gives you a little context menu just for the Westchester chat channel. And what we're interested in is at the bottom, notification settings. We want to set this, I want to set this just for demonstration purposes to all messages. So now that I have that set, if anybody puts a message in the Westchester chat channel, it's going to pop up. I'm going to take my phone off of Do Not Disturb. And I'm going to just exit out of Discord, and hopefully this isn't going to make a liar out of me. I'm just going to bring up Discord. Hey, thank you, Sean. You can see this message popped up as soon as Sean said, "Hey, Steve," in that channel. So you can click that. It brings us right to the Westchester chat channel. Pretty simple, but every once in a while, there can be an issue with the notifications, and it usually has to do with your Android or iPhone notification settings and permissions that you've granted the app. So that's why when we installed Discord, I pointed out we definitely want to allow notifications. The other thing I wanted to point out is there is more than just rare bird alert channels here. At the very top, You have some channels dedicated to just Discord help in general, server resources, a lot of technical stuff, and some general announcements. There's also a statewide RBA chat and a rare bird alert. So we go into here. This one's broken out a little differently than the rest. Every time there's like a big deal bird in New York State, a thread gets started inside of this RBA channel, the statewide one. So a thread is just another kind of nested thread of messages in this channel. So this red-footed booby here, the second message down, if we tap on that, you can see the original post is at the top, and then any further discussion about the bird comes in this thread. So it doesn't kind of just gunk up the statewide RBA channel itself. It has its own dedicated thread for this sighting. So if we go back to our channel list and scroll down past all the regions, there's a few other channels here. What I think is pretty cool that they added semi-recently was this migration and weather. It was interesting to see people's take on what might happen during the last, run of storms that came up this way.
Pretty nice that Andrew Farnsworth is posting in there. He is behind Birdcast, guys, so getting some real input there.
Yeah. We also have some eBird help, ID help, which is nice. People aren't sure if they should post something or they're not sure what it is at all. They can certainly get help here. You post your image here. Hotspot location information. Not heavily used yet. Extra liminal rarities, so something, Connecticut, New Jersey might be posted there. New York breeding bird atlas discussion. There's pelagic birding, and then there's links to some of the other statewide birding Discord servers that you're welcome to join. And events and trips. Let's see. So, I think for our purposes here, most people would be most interested in the app on the phone, mostly because of the alerting feature. You can install a Windows application on your computer, which I can show that to you.
Was there anything more you wanted to say about setting up the notifications? That pretty much.
Was that pretty clear?
I think that was pretty clear, right? If somebody has a question about that, you can ask questions in chat.
Yeah, I can show you. There's a couple other features here real quick. If we long press, go to notification settings, you can set it to not just all messages. You can set it to only at mentions, which means if somebody puts at and your handle, specifically mentioning you in that channel, it would pop up an alert. Or you can set it to nothing. If you find for some reason you're getting notifications on a channel you didn't think you were subscribed to, you would come in here and just set this to nothing. If you're finding you're getting too many notifications for a particular channel and you want to just cool off, you can mute a channel at the top here. And you can just say, if there happens to be a hot sighting going on, tomorrow morning, but you have meetings and your phone keeps going off, you can just come in here and say, mute this channel for 1 hour. That way you don't have to remember to come back in here and turn notifications back on. Any other questions about phone app?
Bob has a question. What kinds of responses, replies can you do to a comment?
So sure, you can just, let me share my screen again. So you can long press a comment that somebody left. You can reply from here. Just say thanks, and it comes up directly under hers. You can also long press. A lot of people prefer to just do emojis as a response because it's not going to set off anybody's notifications if you do that. But certainly you can reply, you can just post right underneath it. You know, it's up to you. Okay.
Somebody, Vivian says, is curious to see the activity, if you don't mind, on the Bronx channel.
Sure. So this is the rare bird channel, of course.
And then the chat. And she says, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. What I could do is just show the desktop app quickly.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can just launch Discord. You can go to discord.com in a browser and log into your account that way, and it'll show as well. I kind of liked having the desktop app for a little while when I was first using it, just to kind of see how active things were. Let me pull that up. Okay. So you can see it's very similar. Got your channels on the left. You'll see this is my regular account, not just the one I created for this demo. So you'll see all of these that are bold, these channels that are bold on the left are all things I haven't read yet. Anything that's not bold, I've already seen previously. That happens on the app as well. The really important thing to know that I didn't know at first is if you use this desktop app, while you have it running on your computer, you will not get alerts on your phone if you have the app. You have to completely exit the Windows desktop app before you will get alerts pop up on your phone again.
Very helpful.
Not too much here. I mean, you get some added features. You can kind of see who's online on the right, who's an admin, who's a regional coordinator. So there are regional coordinators for each one of the regions. I don't really know who they all are. I'm sure you could poke around here a bit and figure it out. So there is some kind of moderation going on. And yeah, what else can I answer for you?
I think that's great. How about we, if you think it's all right, Steve, we could open things up to some questions and comments.
Right, and just to put in perspective, there's almost 1,700 members of the New York Birding Discord channel. That's a lot of resources and people to reach out to, or that can answer a question.
I like to look at that's a lot of eyes out there.
Oh yeah, that too.
I feel like ever since the Discord came about, I've learned honestly so much more about birding in New York. Like I kind of never really knew exactly what was going down, and it was really cool to see all these birds that were getting in Western New York, and immediately got really annoying to see how good the birding is over in Western New York.
Same here. I finally turned off those notifications because I get excited. Oh, and then we had some buffalo.
At least it starts painting, like kind of plants that idea in your head, like, oh, could be wood storks around now. Okay, it's. I remember like this spring, I have all the notifications off except for Putnam Duchess and Westchester, and then the New York statewide RBA, and but I'm on the Discord page and I'm just going through all the highlighted channels for the states, and Nighthawks are moving. I'm like, all right, I see them creeping up. I'm like, let me just go down the street where I am, see if there's Nighthawks, and lo and behold, there were Nighthawks. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where everyone else is getting them. Let me see if I can get them right now.
Yeah. The geographical breakdown of the different chats and RBAs is really helpful county by county. And then, of course, the northern counties are grouped together. And gives you a sense of where those counties are in the state, because I don't place all counties automatically still in New York. So, yeah.
You know, I like that because every once in a while I have to go, maybe once or twice a year, I go do some work up in up near Delhi with Delaware County. I don't ever look at eBird lists or anything up there, so it's nice to just go in that chat and see where people have been and what it's been seeing.